that. I hit live now. I'm trying to shake this up a little bit.
No, you're doing right.
I'm gonna do it. Watching. All right. Good evening, everybody. We'll wait a few seconds for everybody to join, and then we will get started on this week's Facebook Live. All right. We're going to get started. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm Naif Mubarak here with Mubarak Law in downtown Orlando. This week's show was scheduled to be with attorney Rania Arwani. However, due to a family emergency and situation, she is not able to attend, and we will have her on the show soon. So I appreciate that about the family law segment. But no worries, we have a lot to cover regarding updates and regarding our social media schedule and the experts that we're going to bring on for you all to ask your questions. And first, before we do get started, I want to take a minute to, think about everybody who's in Beirut and in Lebanon. Our thoughts and our prayers are with you. I love Lebanon. It's such an incredible, beautiful, and hospitable place. And we would like to start a fundraiser to help the Lebanese people, to help the refugees in Lebanon and all of those who are facing such a grave situation where they're already having economic issues, inflation and security, and now this, in addition to COVID. So I think we really do owe it to the wonderful people of Lebanon to try to help them. And we will be sharing the fundraiser information on our Facebook page later. And I am going to pledge to match up to $1,000. So if you guys can help me raise $1,000, then I will match that $1,000. And I'm going to ask for other members or attorneys in our community to join me in matching that fundraiser for Lebanon. It is one of the most beautiful countries I've ever been to, and the most welcoming people. And I love you guys, and we're thinking of you. And that is, some bad news, but we're going to do our best to be a part of the solution. Now, for good news, I'm going to change the tone a little bit here, and I want to give a special hello and welcome to Akile Shaloya's daughter. She was born this morning, and Akile and I have been friends since maybe like middle school. There she is. She will be tossing up some pasta and pizza at Fresco's in the near future. So be on the lookout for baby G, and welcome. And we love you, baby girl. And congratulations, Natalie and Akile, on your beautiful, healthy baby. So we have what we're going to cover today is going to be the increase in the USCIS fees. We have had a lot of calls about this. So I'm going to go through some of the largest increases and explain who's going to be affected by this and when this is going to start. So once before that, I want to just provide some general immigration updates. So I went to a first USCIS interview yesterday since prior to COVID and the shutdown, and they are practicing social distancing, and they are doing it very seriously. I was probably the only attorney present, and only 3 applicants also were in the waiting room. And normally there's anywhere from like 40 to 60 people in these waiting rooms. So I imagine there will be delays for interviews. The good news, they are doing oath ceremonies for many people the same day. So my client was able to become a citizen the same day he took his interview. So if there is some silver lining, at least you don't have to wait a few weeks for your oath ceremony. If you receive your notice, be prepared to have an oath ceremony that same day. Unfortunately, your family will not be in with you. You must have a mask. You must bring your own pen. These are some of the things you need to be on the lookout for when you attend a USCIS interview. Now, as far as the immigration courts are concerned, they're still closed for non-detained cases, and they're closed through August 21st. So if there is not another extension of the office closure, you can expect the immigration courts to open back up on Monday, August 24th, but it does look like there's a good likelihood they will be postponed further. So we still have these travel bans due to COVID. So if you have applications in process, but for those who have filed I-130 petitions or other employment-based petitions with USCIS, those are being processed. All right, so I'm going to talk about now some of these increase in fees. You may have seen our interview yesterday on Spectrum News 13, where we discussed some of these fees, and then we started getting a lot of phone calls about it. So I wanted to go through it with you guys one by one, and I'm happy to share this in a link so you guys can see which applications are going to be affected. Excuse me. All right. So one of the first things that jumped out at me is that now the I-129, which is a form we use for different non-immigrant employment petitions, is going to be separated in different fees according to the different types of visas. We've done a lot of L1 visas in our office, and the L1 visa petition fee is going from $460 to $805. That is a 75% increase. Now, the L1 visa is a transfer type of visa where there's a foreign company who's seeking to open an office in the United States and transfer this a manager, executive, or somebody with specialized knowledge in the US to launch their subsidiary or affiliate, or to direct an existing subsidiary or an affiliate. So oftentimes with the L1 visa, many jobs are being created in the US. But these fees are going to be increased. Now, green card applications. This, we do not see a huge increase. In fact, in a way, it's gone down for $10, but that's actually not true. Reason being, right now, when you file what's called a Form I-485, which is the adjustment of status application, your work permit and travel document fees are included in the application fee, which, ladies and gentlemen, is already $1,225. Now, you also have to add the petition, which is $535. So for a husband and wife going through the green card process, no children, there's about $1,800, $1,800 in fees for the government alone. But this typically includes your work permit. Now, work permits are not going to be included. Travel documents are not going to be included. You're going to be required to pay fees separately with these applications. Jessica, you can go back to the banner. So also, typically children are given a reduction in their fees for green card applications. So children normally have a reduced fee amount. However, this is going away completely. So today, if your child is under the age of 14, their adjustment of status fee is $750 instead of $1,140, but it's going to be increased close to $400. So if you have 2 or 3 children, you can add that $1,200 times 3 times. So this is going to become very expensive for many families and making it very difficult, where in many cases there are not any fee waivers for children and or spouses when they're doing an adjustment of status application based on being a relative of a U.S. citizen. You can go to the next one. So as I mentioned, work permits and travel documents, this is known as the I-765 and the I-131. As some of you know who have gone through the process, you cannot start to work unless you have a work authorization document, which is the work permit. Also, you will not be able to travel if your adjustment of status application is pending without a Form 131 filed. These fees currently are included in your $1,200. However, this is going to change starting October 2nd. So if your application is placed in the mail and postmarked, meaning the stamp is marked October 2nd and after, you are required to pay these new proposed fees. And these fee changes are significant. So if you are eligible to be a citizen, and I really do suggest you have a little bit less than 2 months to get your situation together in order to file your N-400 and save yourself exactly how much are you going to be able to save yourself? It's going up $530. So right now, the citizenship application is $640. It is going to become $1,170 to become a U.S. citizen. That is an 83% increase, nearly double of what the current fees are. And you still have to pay the biometrics fee on top of that. Again, these fees are effective October 2nd and onward. So you need to, if you're eligible or you think you might be eligible, go ahead and confirm whether or not you can get this done prior to the fee increase. Now, you also want to be careful because if you are filing, make sure it's done correctly. So that way, if there's any mistakes, you're not denied later or an issue comes up and you will not only lose your money, but end up having to start the process over and refile it. Another one that I thought was interesting is the provisional waiver. That's the Form I-601A. So whenever you hear somebody needs a waiver or a pardon, it's to excuse their unlawful presence. It's to basically, in a way, ask the U.S. government for forgiveness that they were here unlawfully and they pay a penalty and they have to demonstrate extreme hardship to a qualifying relative. These processes are about $630 today, but it's going up to $960. That's a 52% increase. So for many people, I know they're already saving money to file these applications and these petitions. But unfortunately, if they're not filed by October 2nd, you will be subject to the increase in fees. Another one, if you have a conditional green card, the current, which means the 2-year green card because you received it based on marriage and your marriage was less than 2 years, the current fee is $595. It's going up to $760. So it's a long list, guys, almost 5 pages of different fee increases. So definitely check it out and see if there's a way for you to save some money with COVID and the economy and the employment situation being the way it is. You want to try to save money where you can, which leads me to a quick sneak peek to our next week's Facebook Live. So a couple things. Next week's Facebook Live is going to be on Wednesday instead of Thursday. We thought about just canceling it because there is a major scheduling conflict. However, we just decided to proceed with seeing you guys on Wednesday, and hopefully you guys don't mind that and we can continue. And see my brother here, Go Mubarak Law, looking good. He always is supporting us, and I appreciate Awad for his comments. So Awad, he's a small business owner. Many of our communities are small business owners. Next week, we're going to have a business consultant on the show. Karen Vergara is a CPA. She's also a business consultant. She's actually my business consultant who I've been using for the last 2 years. And we meet monthly to set budgets and things of that nature. And, you know, fortunately, when the pandemic happened, you know, I was not worried about how we're going to maintain our business or the employees because we've always had a safety net in place. and planning ahead is really key. So if you have a small business, if you're thinking about opening a business, please tune in next week and send us your questions. It'll be with Karen, and she will be willing to take any questions for you all and address that. So, okay, we mentioned the fees and the courts. All right, so we're also going to start bringing on chiropractors. So at the end of this month, we'll have a chiropractor, and hopefully once a month, somebody from the medical field to give you all insight on how they treat their car accident patients, how they treat our clients, what does a typical case look like, and to get a point of view from the medical perspective. So please be on the lookout for that. And I think we have a lot of good things coming. It seems to be that everyone is enjoying our weekly sessions. And if you have comments or feedbacks, let us know, and we will make sure to adapt it. Here is a question for Shahida. Is it still a fee waiver under 18 years old citizenship application? They don't have to do interview. So just to be clear, I am going to reword your question a little bit. If you're under 18 years old, you're not filing for a citizenship application because you can't naturalize unless you've become 18. Now, there is the citizenship form if you want to do an automatic citizenship for your child. Let's say you are the parent, you became a citizen before the child's 18th birthday, you can fill out a form N-600, and these fees are not going up, fortunately. They're going to stay the same. In some instances, they're going down about $100. However, you bring up a good point. The fee waiver. In the citizenship application, for those individuals who have certain poverty guidelines or who have very low income, there used to be a lower fee available for them to kind of help them become citizens. For people with TPS, or temporary protected status, there is a fee waiver application. However, under these proposed changes, there is not going to be any fee waiver or any reduction in the N-400 application for those who are of low income. Also, for the first time, asylum applications will have a fee. It's a very small fee, it's $50, but it's the first time in the 10 years I've ever seen anything that the asylum applicants have had to pay for this fee. So these are some of the things, and thank you, Shahida, for the question. It was a good one. And for those who have children who have green cards, but and they're in the process of being a citizen, in many ways, your child can become an automatic or acquire it through your naturalization. So you want to look into that before that happens. See if there's anything else I see here that's good to share with you all. I think I covered the larger fee increases. So next week, we will have Karen Vergara on here to answer any small business questions. And she also will give some insight on how to create a business plan and what's the preferred way and some basic rules and fundamentals you need when you're starting a brand new business. So we have our third Thursday of every month, our Facebook Live with Besma Alawi from Jacksonville and Florida Immigrants Coalition. We do those in Arabic. And we've been very fortunate for so many questions and people from all over the world really participating in those Facebook Lives. So thank you for that. Be on the lookout for that. And anything else? So yes, all right, of course, I have some help today. We're going to always ask you guys to please follow us on social media, share us with your friends. We've been working really hard to provide you with the latest information and up-to-date, updates on general about what's changing, as everything is changing so rapidly all the time. I mentioned that on our website, you can now subscribe to the newsletter. We will also be publishing that newsletter on our website. So you guys are always welcome to come to our website and use this as a resource. We're here to help you guys. I repeatedly say that knowledge is power, and that's what we're here to do. So we look forward to seeing you guys next week with Karen, the CPA and business consultant. And we will be also taking questions regarding how to run a small business or just kind of any budget concerns that you have. And then the following week, our Facebook Live in Arabic, and then we have a chiropractor inside. So we have an incredibly exciting schedule for the month of August for you all. So please share our videos, like our page. If you see our advertisement on Spectrum TV, please let us know, tag us on it, and we would appreciate it. Okay, it looks like we have a question. We do have a few more minutes, so I'll go ahead and take it. Mr. Muhammad, hello Naif, can a green card holder travel to multiple countries using the re-entry permit? It's a very good question. Typically when you file for the I-131 travel document, you're supposed to list what countries you are planning to attend. You can visit more than one, but you will need to be able and be ready to answer any questions upon entry. Now, some of these travel documents are not multiple entry. Some of them are single entry. So you want to be careful when you're reviewing your I-131 document to be sure you're allowed to leave the US more than once on this travel document. That's really important, and make sure you review those travel documents very closely. And you'll see in the fine print on the bottom that return entry is not guaranteed. So I always tell my clients, please do not travel unless it's absolutely necessary. Now, besides even the travel document, let's say you're abroad and that country has an outbreak, and then the Department of State says, we're not allowing anybody who's traveled to this country to come back in. You might find yourself subject to a different travel ban that has nothing to do with your travel document. So given everything that's going on with COVID-19 and all the closures, you'll hear me constantly say, please be careful about traveling. If it's not necessary and you have an application pending, please don't do it. But citizenship fees are going up over $500. It's going to cost over $1,200 to become a US citizen. Right now it's $700. So do yourself a favor. If you are eligible, go ahead and start to determine whether or not you want to file for your citizenship and get it together. And even recently, some of the N-400 forms, you can even use a credit card for the government filing fees. So if you're close to it, I really do want you guys to prioritize that and try to make sure that this is something that you need to do, because to become a US citizen is such a great honor and a privilege, and it is going to protect your rights here in this country, and something that nobody can take away from you if you've obtained it the right way. So that concludes our Facebook Live. Here we are at 24 minutes. And again, always contact us if you have any questions. Follow us on social media. Please subscribe to our YouTube. I'm still trying to hit that 100 subscribers. And be on the lookout for the fundraiser for Lebanon. We want to make sure anybody who can contribute something will. We want to help build awareness, and then also help support. You know, the Lebanese community in Orlando is very large, and the Lebanese people are, again, I can't get enough of them. I have so many friends from there, and it's a beautiful country. So they're in need, and let's help them out and try to raise some money. I think, see one more question from Shahida. They count from the day you get married, or I'm not sure what you mean. If you're talking about the day for the green card, it's when you're seeking residency, or I mean naturalization, it's the day you obtained residency. So if you're applying based on 5 years, it's not 5 years since you entered the country, but 5 years since you obtained the resident green card. If they want to do residency and then become a citizen based on marriage, then you still have to have the 3 years of the green card resident status. So that concludes this week's Facebook Live. Be on the lookout for next week. with Karen Vergara, business consultant, and then also chiropractors at the end of the month to kind of give you all tips and an insight look on how to be healthy and how to treat during any type of therapy or car accident treatment plan. If you have any questions, you know where to find us, mubaraklaw.com. And hopefully anybody's questions who I've missed, please join us next time, and I promise to address it. Looks like somebody just sent a question, and I'll try to answer you in the comments. And I hope everybody has a great night, and thank you guys for joining us today.